Yep, we here. We here with the man of the hour, Mr. Parris Chariz. Here to talk about the In My Weakness album coming. We got artist, writer, producer, MC. We got producer, Canvas, also a writer, and we got the man himself, Mr. Parris Chariz. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, man.
Shake my hand. Alright, so we're talking about In My Weakness.
Yeah.
Before we get into what the album means as a whole, alright, I want to talk about what was the process like to make this album?
Strenuous, I guess, because I wasn't thinking about making an album this year, or just, you know what I'm saying, period. I was more so trying to focus on singles, and, you know what I'm saying, my confidants, you know what I'm saying, the ones I trusted. Just the way that the two singles I put out kind of took off immediately. I guess not necessarily took off, but just the, you know what I'm saying, the traction that they gained immediately. I feel like people felt like it was good to back it up with a project, you know what I'm saying? Because they sounded like project songs, they didn't just sound like normal singles.
Right. So before we get into song by song track list, the overall vision for this album, when did you actually get the vision for the entirety of this album?
2012.
2012?
Yeah.
Why so long?
Man, I was really more. I feel like I just needed to go through more things as far as experiences through life. I always had this thing of trying to become a king or a man. You know what I'm saying, in my own right. I guess from responsibilities to career to life to spiritually, emotionally, just being a full-grown man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've always heard from since I was young, I have a lot of potential. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people always told me that if I focused and I, you know what I'm saying, put my best foot forward, I could reach that potential. So I feel like I wanted to talk about that, but I wanted to also talk about the hardships it takes to fully reach that potential. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I've reached my potential right now, but
so let's go with my next question. Do you feel like you've become that man?
Not yet. And I feel like this album is just talking about the process of finding out that I'm not who I thought I was. You know what I'm saying? That I need more work and I need more attention on my flaws. You know what I'm saying? And just the things to impact others. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So let's go through some of the songs on the album. Not gonna go through all of them. Let's go through a couple of them. Alright? Static Shock. Alright, talk to me about Static Shock, because when I think Static Shock, I'm thinking the cartoon.
Right.
What's the premise behind Static Shock?
Well, the original premise behind Static Shock was more so to, I guess, shake up the traditional way of, and I don't consider myself, you know what I'm saying, entirely, you know what I'm saying, dedicated to the Christian hip hop genre, but I do see myself as a person to push that culture forward. So I feel like with that, you know what I'm saying, with that song, I just wanted to let people know, you know what I'm saying, from a lyrical standpoint that, you know what I'm saying, it was more so a prideful song.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
But about the content within the song,
right?
You talk about keeping everything black owned. So, with that being a major part of the album, it seems as though you're pushing for more of a political stance on keeping everything black owned. Is that product of what you're seeing in your environment, or is that just how you're feeling and what you've matured into as far as your mindset?
I feel it's something that I've matured into. Because I've seen both sides. I've lived, you know what I'm saying, I guess you could say in the hood, and I've lived in suburbia. And at one point in time, I felt like, you know what I'm saying, it was all corporate, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like I've just matured into a person. I feel like I've seen enough setbacks, and I feel like I want to help my own people, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's the way it should be.
Okay. So you released a single earlier called Young Slick. You know, in the album, for those who might be listening to the album, they're gonna hear a transition, but they're mainly gonna hear the name Young Slick.
Yeah.
And this Young Slick moniker is going through different things in the album as far as story-wise.
Facts.
When you go from Static Shock, talking about being kind of street, go to Big Rank, talking about having a lot of money,
Yeah.
Big Mad, family issues that may occur from, Young Slick's past.
Right.
So, who specifically is Young Slick, and can you just let the album explain that?
Young Slick is the person that I don't want to be. Young Slick is more so a manipulator, a person who, tries to is a con artist more so, like he doesn't necessarily know what he wants, but it's more so for in my life, specifically, it's a time in my life where I was trying to get over on God per se. Like I was trying to, weave my way through the word, rather than just going by what it says. I was trying to make my own interpretations for what stuff means.
Right.
And that's basically what Young Slick is.
Right. So
in a nutshell.
So Young Slick, he's going through the first half of the album, he's kind of living life, doing his own thing. You get to a point where we get to the Grace interlude, and the album takes a total shift. What is that shift like? And did you go through your own did you have something tragic to the degree, I'm not gonna spoil the album, but did you have something tragic in your life happen to that degree that made you take a personal shift when you're talking about the Grace interlude?
No, that part was more so exaggerated. Cause just the album itself is more so an exaggeration. I feel like for myself as a writer, I consider myself more than just a rapper. Myself as a writer, just understanding how fiction and non-fiction work, I just it's basically just based on true stories, and based on true events, the whole album, And that was one of the things that I just exaggerated. Now I've experienced trauma, but that particular, incident in that album was more so an exaggeration of something that I've known somebody that has gone through that, it made a drastic turn in their lives. But I feel like that's just the beauty in the art, to be able to talk about it in my own way, like it's mine. But that, particular part of the album was made up.
So we go from Grace and the Grace interlude, where everything's taking a lot of shift, and then you go to your second single, which was Lately.
Yeah.
All right, now, for people like me, or like your average fan, Lately was a little bit of a different sound from you.
For sure.
And I remember that happened around the time that you actually did lose a friend in real life.
Right.
But when people hear this album, they're gonna hear it pertaining to the album. So what I'm asking is, with Lately, songs like Lately, Young Slick, were these singles put out with the album already in mind, or did you make the album around these singles?
I made the album around those singles, which is why, you get an exaggeration for certain areas, like I said earlier, I was only focused on singles. I was only focused on just trying to make that residual income, as fast as possible.
Right.
But I don't know. I felt like people love the singles more than I thought they would, and I feel like it needed to be backed up with a project.
Alright, so that's going through a few of the songs through the album. Now, without giving out the entire track, so we got the last song, Static Shock. Reprise.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm gonna shift this to MC. So you have a feature on that album. Just one question: are you stating all facts on that feature?
That actually is all factual information.
It's all factual.
It's all factual. Okay. And with Canvas, were you producing some of the tracks on the album?
Yeah.
What's been the most interesting thing about recording that album?
Man, really, the whole process to me is coming up with like the track and then watching P come up with lyrics. Cause we make beats together. Like he doesn't just like see me in the room like, all right, bro, make beats for me. He sits there, it's like hand in hand. We make it together pretty much until he gets it how he wants it. So it's pretty cool to go from like us being in the room like, bro, I don't know what you need or what we trying to do, and to make it something like, dude, this is cold. Like, I can't wait for this to come out.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I like that whole process, like from A to Z. That's my favorite part about this whole thing.
So what's been the most interesting thing about Parris as an artist, as far as the way he's ascended from Stranded in Space to today's Parris? Like, what's the thing that you've seen as a producer that's most interesting about it?
Every single day I was over there, if we weren't making beats, he was writing. He had headphones in, he was writing every single day. And I mean, I've known Parris since like 2012 or 11 or something like that.
You're
even back then, like he was rapping and stuff, but he wasn't writing like every day.
I wasn't really writing that. I was trying
Yeah,
to hoop.
yeah.
I was trying to get on the grass. No, man, don't try to act like, hey man, reach over culture, man. I don't know where the camera at, but listen. Don't let this man right here with glasses fool you, man. You see this man?
We all back.
You know what I'm saying?
A little bit of ways, but I gotta ask because I'm not there writing it. You know,
Exactly.
I saw him when it was just a phase, and when it was kind of like, I just like doing it just cause. But you know, watching you ascend to the person that you are now has been amazing. So with this album, are you identifying this as a Christian rap album or just a rap album?
Definitely just a rap album. And low key, we can talk about all of it. You know what I'm saying? I want the people to talk about everything. But this album is just a rap album. And this album is just, to me personally, with everything that's coming along with it, I feel like it's just art itself. And I don't like to use it. I feel like that's super cliche for artists and creators in general. But that's truly just how I feel, you know what I'm saying? Just actually watching my ideas manifest, you know what I'm saying? And just actually, you know what I'm saying, for the first time, as much as I can, creating the music how I wanted to create it, you know what I'm saying? I've always been stuck trying to use YouTube beats or, you know what I'm saying, buy beats, but just being able to have, you know what I'm saying, writing help, you know what I'm saying, structure help, all that stuff. I feel like a lot of people don't even take that stuff serious. That stuff don't even matter. They just try to worry about writing stuff themselves. You know what I'm saying? I used to be the same way, but it's other stuff, you know what I'm saying? I have people around me that do stuff better, you know what I'm saying, that organize and structure and see, that can help me see my vision better, if that makes sense.
So going back to the album, there's a song on there with your younger brother, Joey.
Yeah.
And he produced that?
I made last year. So us, you know what I'm saying, making that, and that just been my, you know what I'm saying, my younger brother, I wanted to shed light on that and shed light on him, you know what I'm saying. But that was just more so a fun track.
When you make songs with him, it almost seems as though you're kind of talking to him
Sometimes.
in the same song.
Yeah.
Like just kind of giving him big brotherly advice just on the same track. Like that transitions to my next question. When people, who are you talking to in this album? Like who's the focus in this album?
Man, us
Us as in
me.
so us as in
Yes, black men. Really, I wanted to relate because I feel like a lot of my friends, you know what I'm saying, we came from the streets, but we're not street people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we consciously chose to not take that route in life, even though we made our mistakes. You know what I'm saying? We've dealt with certain things. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't dive head first into selling drugs or pimping or just being around, you know what I'm saying, party. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? We had our phases, we had our moments, and I feel like those are the people that I want to reach that don't really have. Today's music is all trap, you know what I'm saying? It's all drugs. I was doing this, I got money. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's people like us that's, you know what I'm saying, creatives, that's artistic, that's just regular working men, you know what I'm saying, that's seen a lot of things that don't speak about it or been in a lot of situations that, you know what I'm saying, graciously they made it out, you know what I'm saying? And they just need to know, they need to be related to, they need to be, you know what I'm saying, just have a sense of music that they feel like, man, this dude understands me, or this dude has been through the same things that I've been through, and he came, you know what I'm saying, out the other side, you know what I'm saying, so.
Okay, so just a couple more. One question. You got a lot of town influence, you know, we're talking about the town, it's a movement.
Absolutely.
You got people like yourself, producers like Canvas, artists like MC, shout out to Chase and Ryan, by the way.
Big shout out to Chase.
Shout out to Chase and Ryan.
Big shout out to Chase.
Stay up. You know, we talking about town music, or you want we talking about town music, are you wanting to push that? Are you pushing town music in this album, or is this for the town? Is this more or less just for Parris Chariz?
Man, this for 45.
This,
To be honest, you know what 45 is? Let me break down the 45.
break down.
45 is a collective of artists and producers that just bucks with each other. And we chose to, instead of trying to be a group or a label, we just chose to work and grow amongst each other's, you know what I'm saying, and have our own brands. But at the same time, we consult, we go through one another, you know what I'm saying? We lean on one another, outside of music and on music, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like this project, which is the same reason why they sitting here, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this project was, you know what I'm saying, something that was supposed to help me grow, you know what I'm saying, as to not be so dependent upon myself and to learn how to trust others, you know what I'm saying? Like what I was saying earlier, just trusting other people with my vision, you know what I'm saying, that they'll help me, you know what I'm saying? And vice versa, helping them with their vision, you know what I'm saying? But I think this project was more so not only for myself, to take myself to another level and to shed light on my story, but to also shed light on their talents and their abilities as well, you know what I'm saying?
So
And it's not, I wouldn't say this is a town album, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a town album because we in the town. I feel like we was in Atlanta, this would be an ATL album, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. That's why I said it's more so about us, you know what I'm saying? These are the guys that I choose to wake up and make music with, you know what I'm saying?
So 45, is that your first time talking about them? Because I've never heard of them.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So we ain't gotta go much more to the 45. Alright, so last one. What's next? What's next with Parris Chariz after this album? You know, you talk about what you want people to get out of it. You talk about, you know, who you are wanting to influence with this album. So after this album, what are you looking to see as a result from this album? And if you get that result, like, what's next for Parris Chariz after this?
If I get the result even if I don't get the result, the end goal is to keep making music. I don't feel like, if I don't get the results that I want, I don't feel like this is the end. Just cause you know what I'm saying, just cause I believe in what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I like the next man, I have doubts every day. You know what I'm saying? I be needing to be encouraged. You know what I'm saying? Just as much as the next man. So I believe it's gonna get the results we was looking for. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, the next step is to make something better.
Do something better than the last one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do something bigger.
Yeah.
Do something, you know what I'm saying? To let people know that wasn't a fluke. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people try to chase other artists and try to chase, and this is just my personal thought process. A lot of people try to chase other artists and try to chase, like, you know what I'm saying? In basketball, you know what I'm saying? We try to be the next Jordan, we try to be the next LeBron. Like, in my eyes, like, I want somebody to be the next P, you know what I'm saying? And not because I was Kodak rapping. Partially, I ain't gonna front. Partially because I'm Kodak rapping, but because, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna front, you know what I'm saying? Partially because I'm Kodak rapping, but because, you know what I'm saying, they grew with my music, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's one thing with Jay. Like, people grew with Jay, you know what I'm saying? Jay grew to be who he is today, you know what I'm saying? That's why he still has the same impact. Or maybe even bigger, you know what I'm saying, in a different way. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, he has that same impact where when he speaks, you know what I'm saying, other people, you know what I'm saying, shut up. You know what I'm saying? And I want to have that same impact, not to, because I did something, because we was talking about it today, like, man, half these songs, like, I don't even know how I came up with these songs. I don't even know how this story came about. I just know I had it, you know what I'm saying, wrote down. But, you know what I'm saying, thinking about how I wrote it and how I came out with the beats and everything, and how it all came together, I don't know. And I feel like that's God, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day.
So the result,
make better music.
make better music. That's what it is. Alright, well there you have it. I'm Rock, it's MC, it's Canvas, it's the man of the hour, Parris Chariz,
You already know, man.
and my weakness.
Go listen to that. Go stream that. Reach Over Culture. 45, we tour live. You know what I'm saying? This light girl coming soon. Canvas is dropping another beat tape. That's gonna be 3 for this year. You know what I'm saying? We got Chasing Ryan dropping.
Talk.
You know what I'm saying?
Big
Miss
Chase.
Cornegay. You know what I'm saying? Mrs. Cornegay. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Braid me up. You know what I'm saying?
You getting your Marion Jones now?
You know what I'm saying? I'm getting on Marion.
Yeah.
Oh God.
He's a touch noise.
But go stream that, man. Go listen to that In My Weakness. Parris Chariz Foundation.
You're